Episode 125. Fresh out of the Palace of the Dead, it's finally good to see some sunlight. I think Komori could use a break from all the dooming gloom from down there. Although she has one more lead on necromancy to pursue. The zombies running around southern Thanalan or so. Let's see if Wyman knows anything about that. But I assume he'll have something he wants us to do for him first, before he'll tell us anything we want to know. Wyman has a quest. He's the very same quest giver that gave us our first quest when starting the game. Such an important character surely has a very important and serious quest, or quest line. The Rise and Fall of Gentlemen. We already have a Phoenix down. Let's put that in our chokebow bag. We already went through the Palace of the Dead, so we don't really need these anymore, but I guess they're okay to have on hand. I hear you've been busy as a bee, Komori. Seems half the whispers that come my way relate to your comings and goings. Being the active type you are, I reckon you'd be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? But before that, let me ask. Ever heard of a man named Hildibrand? I have heard of Hildibrand. Komori has not. If you played 1.0, you would know... Well, you might have known Hildibrand through his side quests, which we'll get to know him to our own set of side quests here, but... This is what this question is for. I guess if you played 1.0, you would have known a lot of things. Maybe we could answer yes just through Hildibrand's reputation. I wouldn't be surprised if Komori heard the name, but we're going to say no. To hear him tell it, he was Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still, can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildibrand and his assistant had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. Anyway, 5 years ago he gets in his head that he's cracked the code of Messiah's 7th verse. Dalamud, the calamity, all of it can be stopped, he says, so long as he finds the hero of prophecy. And wouldn't you know it, the hero was Hildibrand himself. So he flies off towards Dalamud. Aye, that's right, he flew. Launches himself straight into the air somehow. Ridiculous as it sounds. Of course, it's only logical that he's got to come back down, though it was only recently that we found his body. He says somehow, but I believe it was with some kind of spear. I did watch some of the Hildibrand 1.0 quest cutscenes to get an understanding of the man's history. Don't need to necessarily watch all of that to understand it, after all. 2.0 was designed for any new players that didn't play the previous version to pick up and understand, but yeah, that spear. I had a reason for bringing this up. Ah, that's right. So Nashu, Hildibrand's erstwhile assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating the queer rumors I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, a bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in the affairs of the living. Zombies are most definitely not my forte. Well, what a coincidence. That's exactly what we came here to talk to you about. We're on the right trail. So if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you lent her a hand. As for where to find her, she's like to visit Hildibrand's grave in the Lich Yard when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there first. Almost like magic, the exact reason we came to Wymond. Like it was planned. How did I know Hildibrand? Huh. Next you'll be asking me how he was always in the right place at the right time. You're too clever to be that daft. I don't know. Is Komori smarter than Hildibrand? Or anyone surrounding Hildibrand? Sometimes. Other times, maybe not. Back to the Lich Yard. So many quests take you here. I think it's the only graveyard that exists in Thanalan Maybe all of Eorzea. At least it's the most graveyard-looking graveyard. The amount of experience you get here is 0, so I'll just do this as a black mage. I commented on this before, but I wonder if all of these graves are, by the writers in the writer's room or whatever, the developers, designated as belonging to very specific people, that they never reuse a grave between different side quests. So far I haven't seen anything that stands out, so maybe this is always Hildibrand's grave. Oh, if only you were still alive, Inspector. You'd know how to stop these zombies. Ah, you there. Could it be? You've come to offer your services to me? Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. Ahem. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries, Extraordinary Inspector. This introduction probably isn't different if you played 1.0 and had the mark on your neck indicating as such. There are moments in the main story where that is slightly different, but for the most part, because of that retcon where everybody in the world forgot the Warriors of Light as part of Louis Sua's little move, everyone like Nashu, who you might have interacted with in 1.0, has dialogue like this, for when you meet them in 2.0. That might sound like they almost recognize you, but don't. So it works either way, 1.0 or 2.0, wherever you started from. At least that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildibrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then, there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. To save us, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. But then, he came back down and he... This is all a joke, a big funny joke. Right, Inspector? Any moment now, he'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Had you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. Hildibrand Manderville, beloved son. They say no one remembers the Warriors of Light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No. Gentleman hero Hildibrand. Yeah. That is a bit of a plot hole, isn't it? If everyone forgot the Warriors of Light, why does she remember Hildibrand? Veritable Warrior of Light. Definitely. I can never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. Out in the rain? I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie, who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is, or how to find him. But now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in southern Danaland, you might find them. And then you could, you could become their friend, and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. Nashu, you're grieving, trying everything you can to honor whatever memory you have of whoever has departed. Gomor just went through the same thing, but by the end of this, you'll learn too. There's no bringing back the dead. Although those zombies... I've never tried making friends with a zombie, but I don't see why it would be hard. Just moan, groan, and pretend to be dead. So these are the zombies I've run past quite a few times in southern Danaland. Right over here. The fate is pretty often, so... any new player that doesn't know about the Hildibrand quests might just run into them, hear the weird music, and think, what the hell is this? The fate's not going on right now. I say it's pretty often, but I'm actually not sure how often. Do I have to sit here and wait for it? I actually wasn't sure what I would do if I had to wait here. Maybe I can kill some other fates while I'm waiting or something? Does killing other fates make other fates pop up? Well, some of these are about to run out, so maybe it'll come. Does the game have a sensor to know that I'm waiting for the fate? That it's part of my quest line to make it spawn in? Probably not. The sensible thing to do would be to cut the episode right here. And come back when the fate is ready. But, I don't really feel like wasting time. Or rather, wasting time that's not on camera. I have a schedule to keep to in real life. And I have plenty of time in the episode. Let's switch over to Arcanist quickly, or Summoner. Try to take care of one of these fates. Maybe increase the chances that the next fate spawns. This one should be easy, it's just kill the guy. Item level should carry us here. These little ads are getting annoying. It's hard to see the AoEs on the ground when it's covered by bush. Alright, time has been killed. And this guy too. Is that rude to say? Whatever. No fate. Unless it's this guy? Do you have to manually trigger the fate? I'm pretty sure you don't. Level 48. Couldn't be it. Look alive, adventurer. The hills are crawling with Amaja, looking to tear the head off of a soft piece of meat like yourself. Or maybe you fancy yourself a fighter. Is it blood you seek? Over yon in the Amaja encampment of Zonrock sits a small band of beasties. You only wouldn't pay the place any mind. Gutting some low-ranking grunt, roasting a marmot over a fire won't win us any wars. But my scouts report that today is different. Commander Diamondjaw, the Zedgar, for whatever reason, has taken a place at that fire. I could wait 2 lifetimes and not have another chance such as this. So I'm taking my men in. Throw the bones and see where they fall, I say. If you think you can keep up, you're welcome to join. When killing's a business, the more the merrier, no? Sure. Still no fate, huh? Seems like just another kill the one guy quest. I couldn't tell this guy apart from the other guy. Is that rude to say? Again? Ah. Sink. And he brought his friends, just like the other guy. Where is that fate? Was I lying when I said it spawned frequently? I guess it's only been around 5 minutes or so, but still. At least I'm getting some storm seals. No, I'll give it 1 or 2 more minutes before I cut the episode. 1 or 2 more minutes to let these fates run out, maybe just the 1 minute. Or maybe I'll just cut the episode now. I didn't want to cut the episode because that just means more editing work, but if it's going to take up the entire episode, that's going to be even worse. We'll be back when the zombies come. And there they are below. You can just make them out, posing in the distance. Probably should have cut a lot earlier rather than doing those 2 fates, but in the meantime, while I was off camera, doing all of those fates actually helped me get some experience for my chocobo. Got the Bosom Buddies achievement. Big EXP for the chocobo. Just waiting for my HP to come back. Probably should have flown down instead. Well, I guess it's the Thaumaturge's job to burn down corpses. Practice. What do they even do? They don't attack. They just kind of sit there and pose. Or rather, they interrupt their own attacks just to do some posing. Like that. Easy targets. was actually kind of worried someone might come by and snipe the Fate, clear out all the zombies before I had the chance to hit the record button again. But this is going by pretty slowly, so maybe that would have actually been a blessing if somebody came by to start it before I did. Zombies here are a lot less serious than they were in Palace of the Dead. Somehow I feel like there's going to be a big tonal difference between the zombies there and here. But maybe that's what we need right now. A little bit of levity after such a serious take on death and moving on and all that. I'm not sure what Komori thinks. For her, this isn't a video game. These are all zombies. They're all equivalent in the world of Final Fantasy. Does this mess with her idea of necromancy? Of how hard of a thing it looked like when Nibeth was trying to do it? Only to see how silly this is and think, what have I been doing this entire time? What have you been doing, Komori? What was the point of all of that? Surely there's some critical flaw with these zombies that makes them not actually true resurrections. Not the same kind that Nibeth was going for. Right? Surely. Nashu, I'm sorry, we couldn't make friends. The dead have their place and we have ours. Did you find the zombies? You did. That's wonderful. I've been busy too. The head zombie will rue the day he meets me, you'll see. So tell me, what did you learn? A curious parchment. Writ upon this map of the Sigoli Desert in a flamboyant, flowing hand are the words, "A gentleman is, rather than does." Oh, so you weren't able to make new friends. That's a shame. But this parchment, this is a map of the Sigoli Desert. There's a spot marked here in the south, and look, there's something written here. A gentleman is, rather than does. That sort of reminds me of, well, no matter. Let's see where this map takes us, assistant. Onward, towards the Sigoli. And back here. Don't spend too much time in the actual desert part of Thanalan. Very few quests actually take you here, I think. Big Worm. Do I want to stop for Big Worm? Why not? I'll help this guy out. This is the fate that I was doing off camera, or rather the precursor to this fate, which was fight a bunch of the smaller ones. You tank for us, buddy. Unless we're... Nope, we have the most aggro. All the worms are chomping at the bit for me. My chocobo is looking worse for wear. It's taking the brunt of the attacks. Hopefully it can heal itself. This was a mistake. Why did I decide to help this little scrub? I have no need to do it. I'm on a quest here. I've got more important things to do. I probably would have been a bigger help if I picked a different class. Oh well. These AoEs are the worst. Definitely shouldn't be Black Mage for this one. Honestly. Let this be a lesson. Doing fates is a mistake. My first mistake was not cutting to the zombies as soon as I didn't see the fate. My second mistake was continuing to do fates even after that previous experience. I truly am a fool. And you. Why aren't you tanking for me? I realize we're both Black Mages, but still. The big guy's dead. Finally. What a waste of time, and I'm the only one I can blame for that. I hope you're happy, you. Oh, you're a white mage, actually. And we had the help of a DPS, too. I didn't realize. Yeah, go home, you. I kind of need the seals for other squadron-related stuff, which I don't really need to do, but I guess I am doing it. Are these the zombies? I didn't realize these were all part of the same group. These zombies that just spawn in the desert normally. Maybe they're a different faction, I don't actually remember. I don't think I misread the map. Maybe they're just shy though. I say we call out to them, and let them know we come in peace. And when the leader shows himself, we strike. Yeah, peace. A Scion's reference. This is what we should be saying, but I guess this phrase sticks out in Komori's mind. She has trouble remembering which phrase to use where. That didn't seem to work. Maybe you should try shouting something else. Shout some expletives. Use your provoke skill. That didn't seem to work either. Okay, no special dialogue for that. A gentleman is, rather than does. Who summons the gentle dead men? They live, and we hunger. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. Spare these two fair ladies your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. Up in the sky. Look, it's a bird. No, it's an airship. No, it's the inspector. We hear and we obey. It is you. It really is you. I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildibrand. Hildibrand? Who is this Hildibrand of whom you speak? My name is Zombiebrand, Devourer of Brains, Undead Overlord Extraordinaire. What are you saying? You're not an Undead Overlord. You're a Gentleman Inspector. Inspector? Overlord? Inspector. Overlord. Oh, Inspector, you're just confused is all. Don't worry. I'll knock some sense back into that noggin of yours. Stay your hand, milady. You know not what you do. Even if I were the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the concussive force of the blast is more like to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget, then an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or kill you trying. See? Even you acknowledge the possibility that this plan will result in my... death. Normally, I would applaud your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ah, he remembers me. Inspector Hildibrand remembers me. Yes, I remember you, my faithful assistant. What I do not quite remember is how I came to be here. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... Referring to Bahamut, maybe? What is this place? And for that matter, who am I? I think Omori's perception of life, death, and undeath has been thoroughly shot to death. Time to give up on necromancy. It's too weird. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have awoken at last. I always knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine lady be? Could she perhaps be one of my many admirers? But what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears? This dizziness? Could it be a case? Or a concussion from the explosion? Amazing, isn't it? He wasn't dead. He was just badly injured and needed to hibernate. I didn't even know people could do that. Yeah, it's, I think fuzzy on purpose, whether or not he's undead. I don't actually know. Even knowing everything that I know about this game, I don't know if Hildibrand is alive or undead or whatever. It's hard to say. He must have been buried underground for quite a long time, but maybe Hildibrand can just handle that sort of thing. He looks alive, I guess. Verily, it could be naught else. Somewhere nearby, dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable heat. Aha! The Sagoli Desert. I'd bet my life on it. Nice work, detective. Which means Ul'dah is but a short trek away. Yes, it all fits. Only that den of iniquity could so violently trigger my keen investigator sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizens. Inspector Hildibrand shall soon deliver you from evil. Which way did he go, Komori? Did you see? Oh dear, I've got to find him. Ah, and change my outfit too. I like your outfit, Noshu. Well, I guess I like both her outfits. Anything she wears always looks good. Alright, let's give up on all the zombie stuff, but we're not giving up on Hildibrand. Gonna have to follow this case until the very end. Omori's interest has been piqued. Beg your pardon? You wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running around about town dressed in rags? Do I look like a reporter for the Mitral Eye? I do not consort with perverts. Not specific to the quest, she's just a normal NPC. We only stop for dialogue, flavor dialogue, specific to the quest, like maybe Wyman has. No, he doesn't. What? You're looking for a half-naked Highlander who likes to catch criminals? I think I'd remember a thing like that. If you do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that gods-down duelist. My mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. His mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend. I'm trying to draw that line out in my head. I can't. Sorry, lass, but if it's information you want, you'd be served best by going to Wyman. The only rumors I've heard are those about the weapon thief. Calls himself a duelist, or so I hear. But when you don't allow your opponents to refuse, well... Alright, we should have talked to Wyman. What was I thinking? Passing by Wyman and not talking to him. Truly a foolish move on my part. The New Year's event is still going on. there were actually more NPCs on my main character, more Eastern-related NPCs that I got to talk to, but that's neither here nor there, literally. I take it you've dealt with that zombie problem, eh? So do tell. Just why were they dressing up like dandies? Wymond. Hey, Wymond. Thou almighty bugger me with a bleeding spear. The dead have risen, and they're walking the streets of Ul'dah. No need for melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie. I checked. Aye, you do seem to be hale and healthy, which, begs the question, how in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why question divine providence? What matters is that Eorzea's champion has returned, and that he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I've got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable. I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wymond is without a single shred of information, even one of dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises, mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden what said her most. This knave assaulted a young woman as well. The audacity. I should fly to her side at... Why, if it isn't the lady from the Sigoldi. A serendipitous encounter indeed, unless you too seek the belligerent duelist? Sure. Why not? Komoi is along for the ride at this point. Perhaps it's her bully nature to watch idiots flail about. Capital. It will be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu, we must away. Damn it, Hildy. I ain't told you the lass's name yet. Well, Komoi, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellow Moon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things in life. Safe to say, you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weaver's Guild. Most every day. Good luck with the inspecting, Inspector. Oh, so we're the inspector now. Nothing to say? Yeah. We've had, I think, one dealing with Yellow Moon before. Maybe I just talked to her briefly for some side quest, or I could have just been on my main character. On this character, maybe I just talked to her in the Weaver's Guild and it wasn't related to any quests or anything. Just got her flavor dialogue, maybe 100 episodes ago or something. Could have even been when I was first touring Ul'dah in the second or third episode. And now she's finally back, participating in a quest. My beloved Pureheart was unlike any wand you've ever seen. Elegant, refined. The perfect accessory for any cultured woman. You will bring it back to me, won't you? A priceless possession, callously ripped from the hands of its owner. The lady weeps, and the wind bears her sorrow to his ears. What gentleman could hear this clarion call and not beg the honor of championing her cause? What in the world? I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for your pure heart. Referencing the name that I keep on forgetting, the Askian. Who was that guy? Not Elidibus, the other one we met. The very important... It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm not moving on till I remember it. This very clear reference to... Damn, I can remember people surrounding this guy. But I can't remember him. He took over Thancred. His name doesn't begin with a TH. Why do I forget this very important to the lore character, who's alive even as we speak? He was resurrected at the end of the story. I can remember every fact about him except his name. I'm going to sit here until I remember his damn name. Hildibrand will have to wait. I'm going to have to look it up at this point. I can't believe this. This is infuriating. Goddamn Laha Brea. Why is that so hard to remember? He's like the most important Ascian. This line, the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens. A reference to Laha Brea's line when he unleashes Ultima. That's all I wanted to say, and I didn't need to waste an entire minute on trying to remember his name. But it was really irking me. I've been wasting a lot of time this episode, but it's a Hildibrand episode. It doesn't matter. What he said. And you, my fellow servant of justice, I see your instincts are not to be underestimated, having guided you to this fair maiden's side. Now then, Miss Moon, what can you tell us of the theft? Thefts, sir, to be precise. My pure heart was only the most recent item to be taken from me. I'm certain I had it when I left home the other day. After I browsed the latest fashions at Sunsilk and took in a match at the Colosseum, I realized it was gone. So the time and the location of the theft are unknown, essential details without which we cannot solve the case. There is but one logical course of action, Miss Moon. To coax the hidden clues from your memory, you must enact that fateful day's excursion to Sunsilk Tapestries. What monster would steal my pure heart? I hope Hildibrand is better at coaxing memories than I am. Oh, and she's here as well. Oh, I don't know. Are you sure this is going to help? And here's Nashu. These boxes are intangible, they're just for the quest. But I like the set piece. The set dressing. Don't fall asleep, Nashu, we're almost done. Miss Moon, would you be so kind as to describe your visit in detail on the day in question? Nothing unusual happened, but if you insist. I was pondering whether or not to purchase a new dress, when a man approached me and confessed his undying love. What sort of man says that to a complete stranger, I ask you? Naturally, I was taken aback. I dropped my purse, in shock, not intentionally, on his foot, and he cried out in pain and fled. If I may be so bold, Miss Moon, that strikes me as a most unusual happening. In any case, it appears to be completely unrelated to the theft. Let us next proceed to the Colosseum and see what you remember. Unrelated, huh? Who's this guy blending in? He is not part of this normal group of NPCs. Is this the first time? I wonder. Have I missed it already, or... I'm sure maybe 1.0? Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe he was somewhere else. Back when we first talked to Nashu or something. Could have even been hanging around the graveyard. It's a little game to play. That crate's looking at me funny. Where could my pure heart be? Once again, Miss Moon, if you would be so kind as to tell us what you remember. Well, like before, nothing unusual happened. I felt like gambling that day and was debating which match to observe, when a gladiator approached me from behind and confessed his undying love. Naturally, I was taken aback. I whirled about and struck the man in the face with my purse, in shock, not intentionally. Unfortunately, since I was carrying a tremendous sum of money, my purse weighed about 6 score paunces, and the blow was enough to render him unconscious. That's a lot of money. 120 paunces? Miss Moon, you are a remarkably strong woman. Which is precisely why you were targeted. Oh, it's so obvious in hindsight. The thief bore you a grudge. No, it's more than that. He hated you, with a passion. Beautiful people are always in danger, Miss Moon. They're jealous. There sure are a lot of giant crates in Ul'dah. And at the Weavers Guild, at Sunsilk Tapestries, and here too. Did I miss these crates at the Weavers Guild? I must have. Stand back. I am on the verge of unraveling this mystery. I must be allowed to focus. Where could my pure heart be? These crates are everywhere, Komoi. I wonder what's inside. But I don't see how we can open... Ah, of course. I still have plenty of explosives. Here, why don't you try? It'll be fun. Okay, sure. What's in the crates? What's in the crates? I can't wait to find out. Wait. Very important, the description. Many cope with grief by taking up new pursuits, such as travel or exercise. Nashu chose to study explosives. Good on her. Some people delve into 100 floors of an undead labyrinth. Oh gods, have mercy. Wow, there were people in it. I guess that explains the breathing. And isn't that Yellow Moon's pure heart? Inspector? Oh, Inspector, look. So it is. At the very heart of every crime rests a single unassailable truth, reached only by navigating a web of falsehoods and contradictions. Hearken to me now, for as a shepherd leads his flock, I shall guide you to my irrefutable conclusion. A gladiator professes his feelings only to be rejected, and physically assaulted in response, wounding his pride as a warrior and a man. Resenting her prowess, whilst recognizing his weakness, he carries out a more feasible vengeance. He robs Yellow Moon of her weapon, the pure heart. Inspector, we found the pure heart. These strange men sneaking around town in wooden crates had it. It's not what you think. We're not thieves. We're devotees. Yellow Moon is our sun and stars. We only wish to keep her safe from harm, and should she misplace an item from time to time, we'd collect it. For safekeeping, nothing untoward. You deviants were behind all the deaths. All this time, you've been stalking me. What nerve? Ah, such unbridled fury. such righteous indignation, we should be glad to accept the goddess's punishment. I guess they have good taste. Goddess? Devotees? Ah, but of course. That I had you inspect those crates was a stroke of genius indeed. As I was elucidating but a moment ago, those fiends are obviously the ones responsible for the recent rash of weapon thefts, as those thefts were carried out by a single individual, you imbecile. Lest you've forgotten, the culprit is a duelist. He only claims his victims' weapons after defeating them in single combat. If your powers of observation are as great as you claim, you should have deduced that those buffoons in boxes were incapable of such. I should know. I'm a reporter for the Mittel Eye. My name is Ellie, and I've been investigating these incidents for weeks. I actually thought the Mittel Eye was only involved in holiday events and such, but I guess they're here too. I forgot. Inspector Hildibrand, gentleman investigator and agent of inquiry, I presume. You're looking well, for a dead man. Would you like to meet one of the duelist victims? I'll introduce you, with pleasure. You would be willing to share such precious information with me? Your generosity is commendable, Miss Ellie. May this mark the beginning of a long and beautiful friendship. Yes, very good. The name of the man is... Huh? Where in the bloody hells do you think you're going? I haven't told you anything yet. Well, they made their way to Yellow Moon without any problems, so they'll probably find their way. But Komori probably needs some directions to keep up with all the nonsense. I suppose, since you're the imbecile's friend, you intend to help him? The man you want to find is an adventurer named Humphrey. At present, he can be found at the Golden Bazaar. With luck, the good inspector may find his way there by the time you arrive. If not, then so be it. I wonder what will happen when he discovers that the victim is a perpetrator as well. Pardon? I look forward to seeing how good the inspector chooses to handle this case. You and I both. Silver Bazaar. Way over here, huh? Oh no, it was Golden Bazaar. Why'd I think silver? Actually, is that a place over... Wasn't that... this location? Yeah. Silver Bazaar over here, and I guess the Golden Bazaar over here. Are they related in some way? Like, constructed by the same groups or something? This guy's looking a little worse for wear. But that's not our problem. We'll help him out later. Just need to find a nice place to settle down. Like, by the well? Or indoors. Why not? Steal a drink from this man's cup. This is as good a place as any to take a break.